Have you ever wondered what causes the ground beneath us to shake violently, causing destruction and chaos? Imagine this. The earth beneath our feet, usually solid and dependable, suddenly moving, shaking, and displacing everything on its surface. That, in essence, is what we call an earthquake. But what exactly causes an earthquake? To understand this, we need to delve deep beneath the Earth's surface, into the realm of tectonic plates. These massive interlocking slabs of rock, which make up the Earth's crust, are not stationary. Instead, they're in constant, albeit slow motion, sliding over, under, and past each other on a viscous layer of the Earth's mantle. Most of the time, this movement is so gradual that it's imperceptible to us surface dwellers. However, at the boundaries where these plates meet, things get a little more complicated. Here, the plates can get stuck, causing stress to build up over time as the rest of the plate continues to move. Imagine holding a rubber band and stretching it. As you pull, the tension increases until finally the band snaps back to its original shape, releasing all the built-up energy. That's essentially what happens during an earthquake. When the stress at a plate boundary becomes too great, the rocks break or slip, unleashing the stored energy in the form of seismic waves. These waves then radiate outwards from the earthquake's epicenter, shaking and rattling the Earth's surface. But unlike a rubber band, the Earth doesn't snap back into its original shape. Instead, the movement of the plates alters the landscape, creating new landforms and changing existing ones. This process, while destructive, is a fundamental part of the Earth's dynamic nature. It's through these powerful ground-shaking events that our planet has been, and continues to be, shaped and reshaped over millions of years. So, earthquakes are essentially the Earth's way of releasing built-up stress from the constant movement of its tectonic plates. Now, you might be wondering, why can't we just predict when the stress will become too much? Well, it's not that simple. The Earth's crust is incredibly complex, with countless faults and variables that influence when and where an earthquake will occur. Despite the best efforts of scientists, earthquake prediction remains an elusive goal. In the grand scheme of things, earthquakes are just part of Earth's natural process of recycling its crust. It's the way our planet releases pent-up energy and keeps its geological life cycle going. However, when they occur near populated areas, the results can be devastating. But remember, while we can't prevent earthquakes, we can prepare for them. And that's our next topic. So where on earth are these earthquakes most likely to occur, you may ask? Well, let's take a journey to some of the world's earthquake hotspots. Firstly, we have the Circum-Pacific Belt, more popularly known as the Ring of Fire. This fiery ring is a direct result of plate tectonics and the movement and collisions of lithospheric plates. Here, around the basin of the Pacific Ocean, over 75% of the world's active volcanoes come to life, and about 90% of the world's earthquakes occur, making it the most earthquake-prone area on the planet. Next, we have the Alpide Belt. This zone accounts for about 15% of the world's largest earthquakes, including some of the most destructive. The belt extends from Java to Sumatra through the Himalayas, the Mediterranean, and out into the Atlantic. This belt is marked by a complex tangle of seismic and volcanic activities. In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, we find the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. This underwater mountain range formed by plate tectonics experiences frequent minor earthquakes caused by the tension as the tectonic plates pull apart. Lastly, we have the New Madrid fault line in the central United States. Unlike the previous hotspots located at the boundaries of tectonic plates, this seismic zone is located in the interior of the North American plate. Here, earthquakes are infrequent but can be powerful and damaging when they do occur. The earthquakes of the early 18th century still echo in the memory of the land. These areas are most prone to earthquakes due to the active tectonic plate boundaries. The constant movement and interaction of these plates make these regions a hotbed for seismic activities. But remember, earthquakes can and do occur in other parts of the world as well. It's always wise to be prepared, no matter where on earth you call home. If you live in these areas, how can you prepare for an earthquake? This question may seem daunting, but preparation is not only possible, but it's also your best defense against the unpredictable nature of earthquakes. Let's start with planning strategies. One of the most important steps you can take is to have an out-of-town contact. This person should have identifying information about you and your family, a copy of your important documents, and information about any illnesses or medical conditions you may have, along with your doctor's contact details. This person will serve as your lifeline, providing crucial information in case local communication networks are down. Next, identify the safest spots in your home and at work. These are usually under sturdy pieces of furniture, away from glass, large furniture or appliances and fireplaces. Remember, during an earthquake, your aim is to drop, cover, and hold on. Knowledge is key to your survival. Know where the closest hospitals, fire stations, and police stations are. In the event of an earthquake, these locations may be detriment to your survival. Similarly, forming a plan with your neighbors can be beneficial. In times of crisis, a strong community can make a world of difference. Now, let's talk about your home, specifically your utilities. Do you know where the shutoffs are for your home's water, gas, and electricity? If not, it's time to find out. In the aftermath of an earthquake, these shutoffs can prevent further damage and potential dangers. Life can be unpredictable, especially when living in earthquake-prone areas. But with proper planning and preparation, you can navigate these uncertainties with confidence. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate the risk. That's impossible when dealing with natural disasters. Rather, it's about minimizing potential damage and danger, and ensuring you and your loved ones can weather the storm, or, in this case, the quake, as safely as possible. Preparation is key to minimizing the potential damage and danger of an earthquake. With the right strategies in place, you can face the unpredictable with confidence and resilience. But what should you have on hand in case of an earthquake? Right there, in the middle of your daily routine, the ground starts shaking. A survival kit could be the difference between peril and safety. A backpack, a sturdy one, filled with all of your necessities in case of a quake. Let's unzip it and see what's inside. First and foremost, a fire extinguisher. Earthquakes often lead to fires due to damaged electrical lines or ruptured gas pipes. Having a fire extinguisher could prevent a small spark from becoming a raging inferno. Next, a first aid kit. Injuries can happen, and having essential medical supplies could help with immediate relief before professional medical help arrives. Bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, medical tape, and a pair of scissors are just a few items that should be in your kit. Medication for chronic conditions should also be included, along with copies of your prescriptions. Then we have food and water, the very basics of survival. Non-perishable foods and water purification tablets or bottled water should be a part of your kit. Remember, you should have at least 3 days' worth of supplies for each person in your household. A battery-operated or hand-crank radio is another must-have. During a disaster, your usual communication channels might be down. A radio can provide you with critical information and updates. Don't forget flashlights and extra batteries. Power outages are common during earthquakes, and having a reliable source of light can help you navigate safely in the dark. Lastly, copies of important documents like your ID, passport, and insurance papers should be safely stored in a waterproof bag. You might also want to include cash and coins, as digital modes of payment might be unavailable. Of course, this list isn't exhaustive. Adapt it to your needs, considering factors like your location, weather, and the number of people in your household. Having these items readily available can make a significant difference in the aftermath of an earthquake. So, let's prepare today to brave the tremors of tomorrow. What should you do when you feel the ground starting to shake? Imagine this. You're in the middle of an ordinary day when suddenly the earth beneath you starts to tremble. It's an earthquake, and knowing what to do next could be the difference between safety and disaster. Firstly, if you're indoors, stay indoors. One of the most dangerous things to do during an earthquake is to run outside. Why? Because the exterior of buildings, including windows and facades, are often the first parts to collapse. So resist that primal urge to flee and instead find a safe place inside. Again, your aim is to drop, cover, and hold on. This mantra could save your life. Drop to your hands and knees. This position prevents you from being knocked over and allows you to crawl for shelter if necessary. Next, cover your head and neck with your arms. If a sturdy table or desk is nearby, crawl underneath it for shelter. If there's no shelter nearby, get down near an interior wall or next to low-lying furniture that won't fall on you. The final step is to hold on until the shaking stops. If you're under a table or desk, hold onto it with one hand and be ready to move with it if it moves. What if you're outside when the ground starts to shake? Move to a clear area if you can safely do so, avoiding buildings, streetlights, and utility wires. Drop, cover, and hold on, protecting your head and neck. And if you're in a vehicle, stay put. Pull over to a safe place and stay inside until the shaking stops. Avoid stopping near or under buildings, trees, overpasses, and utility wires. It's time to stop imagining now. But remember, the earth beneath us is an ever-changing force. Understanding what to do when it decides to shake is crucial for everyone, no matter where you live. Your immediate actions during an earthquake can greatly impact your safety. Once the shaking stops, what should you do next? This is a question many of us would have, especially if we've just experienced the unsettling tremors of an earthquake. It's crucial to understand the steps to take in the aftermath of an earthquake to ensure your safety and the safety of those around you. After the shaking subsides, your first priority should be to meet up with your family members. Establish a common meeting point beforehand to avoid confusion and ensure everyone is safe and accounted for. If anyone is injured, administer first aid immediately. Remember, the majority of injuries during earthquakes are caused by flying debris, structural failures, fires, and even tsunamis. Next, assess your surroundings for hazards. Fires, gas leaks, downed electrical wires, and hazardous spills pose significant risks. Also, beware of items that have fallen and could potentially cause harm. If you smell gas or see sparks, turn off your gas and electricity if it's safe to do so. Once you've ensured your immediate surroundings are safe, it's time to check on your neighbors. In times of crisis, community support can be paramount in ensuring everyone's survival. If you're able to assist, extend a helping hand to those who may need it. In case of severe injuries or dangerous hazards that you can't manage, don't hesitate to contact emergency services. Dial 911, explain the situation clearly, and then stay put until help arrives. Remember, emergency lines may be busy following a significant earthquake, so only use them for critical emergencies. Rebuilding after an earthquake can be a daunting task. It's a process that requires time, patience, and resilience. Seek assistance from local authorities and aid agencies. They can guide you through the recovery process and provide resources to help you get back on your feet. In the aftermath of an earthquake, it's natural to feel a mix of emotions. It's important to look after your emotional health, as well as your physical health. Reach out to friends, family, or professional counselors for support. Remember, the aftermath of an earthquake can be just as daunting as the earthquake itself. So stay vigilant, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe. So, to recap, we've unearthed an understanding of the formidable power that lies beneath our feet. Earthquakes, their genesis, and the seismic hotspots of our world. From the fiery ring of fire, the extensive Alpine belt, the underwater mid-Atlantic ridge, to the unpredictable New Madrid fault line, the Earth's crust is an intricate tapestry of tectonic activity. We've also navigated the landscape of preparedness, emphasizing the importance of having an out-of-town contact, safeguarding crucial documents, understanding your home's infrastructure, and knowing your local facilities. We've highlighted the life-saving significance of an earthquake survival kit, packed with essentials like a first aid kit, food, water, and a battery-operated radio. In the throes of an earthquake, remember to drop, cover, and hold, staying away from hazardous areas. Post-quake, prioritize safety, check for injuries, hazards, and reach out to your neighbors. By understanding more about earthquakes and how to respond, we can better prepare ourselves for these powerful natural events. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more information on how to be fearless and prepared in any situation.